Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with yet another video. And today we're going to talk about what's in the box on Beatles in Mono. Promise that would be coming up. And of course, we are going to follow this up come Saturday. There will be the In Mono fake box set, kind of a follow up to my US albums fake box set that I had out a few weeks ago now. So stay tuned for that. But before we do get rolling on this, I do want to thank all my subscribers and thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and do hit the notification bell so you do know when I do got new videos like what's on the box, or what's in the box, I'm sorry, or what's on the rack. That's what I was trying to say. Also, if you do like the video, please give it a like. It does help the channel out tremendously. And do leave a comment. I do love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on the Beatles in Mono. Let's get on with this what's in the box.
What's in the box? Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
So yeah, we're talking about the Beatles in Mono. This is probably for CD boxes. This is probably one of the most beloved CD boxes in recent time, or any time, I guess. This set really fired on all cylinders here. This course was released on September 9th of 2009, 09, along with the Beatles' original studio recordings, aka the stereo box. Little picture of it up in the corner there, which I did the What's in the Box a few weeks ago on that one also. Much like the stereo box, this was also remastered by Alan Rouse and Guy Massey in Abbey Road Studios there. And yeah, let's get taking a look at the box. Now, I did notice I got some like weird staining on the top of mine, so I do apologize for that when I show you the top there. But yeah, there is the front at the one side here. And we'll show you the back. And I won't even show the top, it's just white on the top. But there's the side where the albums slide out, and we'll slide it out. And very similar to the US box set that I showed a while back too. I'm kind of going backwards on this. This should have been probably before the US albums. But it's got the same little kind of tray. Dimensions and everything are very similar to the US albums box. The US albums is maybe just a little bit longer, a little bit thicker going this way. But otherwise they're pretty much identical in a lot of ways. And both do feature mini LP style albums. And both also got right in front the book. So there we go, and I will just quickly show you kind of what's in the book here. It does really talk about the Beatles in Mono, and why this was so important to have this particular set released, and some great pictures in here. Really kind of defending the mono mixes, and why the Beatles did that. Obviously, a lot was technology. Stereo was still fairly new in the early 60s. A lot of households did not have stereo record players, stereo systems. So the in mono was, or mono, I guess, was the way to go. But just a really nice little booklet here. And does get into talking about each of the albums. And all the info you need on that. You probably noticed with Help and Rubber Soul, there was a bit more extra there. I'll get onto that when I talk about those individual albums. But there we go. There is the book. Kind of showing you, I'll get kind of the little things out of the way here. This was on the back of the box when it was sold. This one's really folded over, so it's just so it fits in the box good there. And then also you did get this little pamphlet talking about the Hearing is Believing and the other box sets there. And on the inside here, the Beatles Love, and then the Rock Band, which also came out on, Love was out before that, Rock Band was out also on September 9th of 2009. Oh, we got all that little stuff out of the way. Let's take a look at the albums. And like I said, these are presented in mini LP style. They were made in Japan too, so which is known for the mini LPs over there. And they all come in this nice little sealable bag. Mine's kind of tearing a little there. And attention to detail on this, they did try to make these as close to the original UK albums, straight down to the fold-over flaps on the back. Now, the US albums box set matching the Capitol albums, they had the pasted-on backs, if you remember on that. So very key. And on both those sets, they were very paying attention to that detail and making sure that was done that way, which is really cool. And they tried to make the jackets as close to the originals as possible and right down to what's on the inside. So you slide it out and you got the inner sleeve, much like the original record would have. And they each come in this little rice paper sleeve, I call it. Nice little, just another little layer of protection there. And there is the label on the Please Please Me release, which is the only one that really got this Parlophone label. They did try to make it as close to the original labels as possible there. So that's why we got that on this one. And just kind of speed things up, I'm going to have all the rest of these out of their sleeves right away, out of the plastic sleeve, so we can just get on to looking at the album, the jacket. I totally forgot to show you the spine on Please Please Me. So there's that. But very nice, you can see the spine on that. That's key when I do the fake box set here. But here is with the Beatles. And the back, once again, the foldovers. And the spine. And we'll slide out to reveal the inner sleeve, very similar to Please Please Me's. But unlike Please Please Me's, we got a new Parlophone label. So up next, we got A Hard Day's Night. There's the front, the back with the foldovers, and the spine. Slide out for the inner sleeve, same as the last two. And we're pretty much going to be on this Parlophone label for quite a while now. So next we got Beatles for Sale. And this one is their first gatefold. And they did replicate that very nicely. So there was the front, the back, the spine. And now on this one, we get the gatefold. And again, the flip over backs are inside, I guess. And of course, the disc does slide out through the middle here. Again, that same inner sleeve. And again, that same Parlophone label. I'm moving into 1965, and we got their next film, Help. And this one I did say we'd have a little more to discuss on. The box is called In Mono, but there are a couple of stereo mixes on here. Let's take a look at the rest of the disc here, and then we'll talk about that. So once again, the same kind of inner sleeve here. Still on that same Parlophone label. So where this one comes in a little different is there is a stereo mix on here too. In 1986, George Martin did not like the stereo mix on Rubber Soul or Help. So he had remixed it when he was making the original CDs that came out in 1987. So everything you've been hearing on CD for stereo for Help and Rubber Soul since, which those, by the way, were the first albums to get stereo mixes on CD. The first four that we just showed you all had just mono mixes on CD originally. When the stereo box set came out, those were the first they had a stereo mix on CD. So this was still mono here with that, so nothing new there, where there was no mono mix on CD for Help on. But because they did remix Help and Rubber Soul, they decided they were going to put the original 1965 stereo mix somewhere, and this is where that somewhere was. So there is the mono mix first, and then the 2009 remastered mono mix, and then there's the original 1965 stereo mix that is on this album here. And then also on the next one coming up, Rubber Soul, same deal. So you do got quite a few tracks on this one, and really kind of not making this truly in mono on that. So speaking of Rubber Soul, there it is. My favorite album of theirs. And the mono mix on this is pretty cool. Kind of some of the differences. And the inner sleeve still staying the same. But paying that attention to detail and making everything like it should have been, that's pretty cool. And so that same Parlophone label. And yes, that does have, like I said, the 2009 remastered mono mix and the 1965 original stereo mix. So two mixes on that one. Now from here on out, we are just in mono. So up next we got Revolver though, moving into 1966. Flip back panels yet. And the spine. Same inner sleeve. Show you the front and the back though. And still the same Parlophone label there. And this next one's a biggie. We got Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And this one, attention to detail on the packaging, through the roof on this again. So front, back, spine, I guess front, spine, back. And now the gatefold, famous gatefold. Pay attention to how nice that folds over, as we'll see coming up. So, of course, this one, the original album had some goodies, and this one doesn't fail to deliver. So there's your cutouts of your mustaches and your badges and your stripes and whatnot. There you go. You got that if you want to cut out mustache. And once again, inner sleeve. This one is, of course, different with that really cool psychedelic artwork that got done with this. I never remember the guy's name. Words in the corner will help me out there. And still on that same Parlophone label, though. But very cool. They included that. Of course, all the packages here on out are quite deluxe. So, however, we are deviating a little from the UK albums and going with the one US album that got integrated into the core canon since the CDs were released in 1987. That would be Magical Mystery Tour. There's the front, the spine, and the back. And just like the original Capitol album, and kind of similar to the UK EP, we open it up for the gatefold there. Nice thick cardstock on this. And we got the book pasted in here. Key pasted in there. Coming up for the fake set. But yeah, we'll go through the book here quick. This is all kind of exact same replica from the EP and the Capitol albums. They just did it in the larger scale. And now CD scaled here, mini LP CD scaled. So there we go. Almost there. And there we are. And then keeping with the inner sleeve, I guess Capitol just used a blank white one, and so they replicated that. And one of the few on a different label, we do got the Capitol Rainbow label there. And then up next, of course, we got the Beatles, aka the White Album. And this one's going to be a little hard to see. I'll kind of hold it a little closer to the camera. But you do got the Beatles embossed on there, just like the original. However, you do not got the numbering on it. That would have been nice if they would have done that. This was supposedly kind of a limited set, so either they just kind of made up some numbers, just kind of put something on there. But yeah, the front, the spine, the back, of course, the gatefold. And this is top loaded. And I'm going to kind of show you here because this will kind of go with the fake set here. I'll probably show you again in that video, but you can see everything is nicely glued in here, separated very nicely. And we'll start with the disc, and then we'll get into the goodies because, of course, it does have all the goodies. Of course, the discs are in the black inner sleeve. And again, we're on to a new label, the Apple label. So disc 1 and now disc 2. And that cut Apple label on disc 2. And then more goodies to come. I think this is right. So on the one side where disc 1 is housed, we got the poster, the mini poster. Poster on the front, lyrics on the back. I noticed compared to the stereo box set, this one is very matte. It's not glossy at all. The stereo one was very glossy. Like the blue here on John's face, the yellow on Ringo's shirt there, or scarf, or whatever that is. I'm kind of looking at it through the, could be a shirt. Those really, the blue and the yellow were really bright on that stereo one, so they really kind of overdone on that. But that should be pretty close to the original on that. Everybody's favorite from the White Album, the photo cards. So we got John, Paul, I guess Ringo. I don't know if this is how they originally came in there, and George. Now, of course, that is where the main albums kind of end off. So we still would have had Yellow Submarine, Abbey Road, and Let It Be. Those never got a true mono mix, so that is why they were left out of the set. Now, a lot of people did complain, would have been nice if it was just 3 albums, just include them. I kind of agree, because I would have liked to have had those in that mini LP style. And you were already paying quite a bit for this box. You know, you charge another $20, whatever. I don't think people would have complained too much, especially if they were having the complete albums. They would have probably had to figure out something different for the title there. Maybe just more of a little premium box over the stereo box, I guess, with just the packaging and that. So yeah, those 3 albums didn't really have a true mono. They did have a mono mix. I believe in the UK on Reel to Reel, all those albums did, well, at least Abbey Road and Let It Be, I know it did, but they were just fold down mono. I think Yellow Submarine did have a mono in the UK too, on LP even, but it was just fold down from the stereo. I think all 3 of those in other countries around the world did have LPs in mono, but again, just using that stereo fold down as the mono, not a true dedicated mono mix. So that was why those were chose to be left off there. So we do got one more album, one more double album. So kind of matching the Past Masters from the stereo box. We'll show that up there. We do got the mono masters to kind of come in here. Front to back, spine. Show you the gatefold here quick, and then we'll discuss it just a little more. Actually, let's look at the disc first. So this did not come with inner sleeves. They are in the little rice paper bag. So we got the Parlophone label again on disc 1, and then the Apple label on disc 2. So that was pretty cool they did that. But these do differ a little. Disc 1 is pretty much the same as disc 1 in Past Masters from the stereo set. But disc 2 is where it gets kind of unique. We did get Only a Northern Song, All Together Now, Hey Bulldog, It's All Too Much, and Across the Universe, the Wildlife version, which actually that would have been on the Past Masters also, so I guess that's nothing new. But those all should have been on. There was a Yellow Submarine EP, and that is why those do got a dedicated mono mix, because they were planning that for the EP. It never got released. Those would have been on that. And then we're missing from Past Masters, Old Brown Shoe, The Ballad of John and Yoko, and Let It Be. Those never had a true mono mix, so that's why those got left off and those other ones put in place. And kind of some legacy on this one here too. It did get certified platinum in April of 2010, not long after it was released there, by the Recording Industry Association of America. On September 8th of 2014, it did get a vinyl set release, which is very sought after, very hard to get. The In Mono CD set is very hard to get on its own, just being CDs, but the vinyl is ridiculous. The vinyl, though, did go direct from original master tapes, where this did get the digital remastering on this. So there is going to be a little difference there. As for prices on this now, you can still find it. It is pricey, especially for a CD set. Amazon, I did find there was a new one for sale, $285. You could get it used for about $190. eBay, it looked like it was about $180 on up. Discogs was about right around in that same range, about $175. I think the highest on Discogs at the time I saw was about $650. So it is pricey. It is a little hard to get, and there are fakes. So do be on the lookout. If the price looks too good to be true, it probably is. If you're seeing it for anywhere less than $175, I'd question it. Even at that $175 or even $300, I'd question it, because there are so many fakes out there. And that will be my next video, kind of segueing into that. Do be on the lookout on Saturday. I will be showing my fake in mono set and giving you some pointers and tips on how to avoid getting that, and how to know if you got a fake one too. We are going to compare it pretty good to this one. But yeah, I think we've covered everything pretty good here on this, so I will get wrapping up. I do want to say once again, thanks to all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you do know when I do got new videos coming out, like the next What's in the Box or What's on the Rack. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. If you've stuck around to this point and haven't given a like yet, you must like it, so please give it a like. Also, leave a comment. I do love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on the In Mono set. Let me know if you got it. Let me know if you think yours is real or fake, or what's your favorite mix on it too. Which album do you like best on In Mono? But anyways, I'm going to get wrapping up. My name is Beatles Dustino, signing out.